What if I told you that one race changed the entire conversation around women sprinting? Not because a world record was broken, not because the start was perfect, but because one woman reminded the world exactly why she's still one of the most feared athletes on the planet. For months, people had been asking the same question: is Sha'Carri Richardson really back? Every race she entered came with pressure. Every result was compared to her past. Every interview, every training clip, every appearance sparked debate across social media. Some believed her best days were behind her. Others insisted she was simply preparing for the moment that mattered most. Then came the 2026 Toyota USATF Outdoor Championships. The stage couldn't have been bigger. America's fastest women were all chasing the same goal, not just a national title, but a place on one of the strongest teams in the world. At Hayward Field, the atmosphere was different. Long before the athletes stepped onto the track, the stadium was already buzzing. Fans weren't just waiting for another 100-meter final. They were waiting for Sha'Carri Richardson. Whenever her name appeared on the screen, the noise inside the stadium grew louder. Cameras immediately found her. Commentators couldn't stop talking about her. Every warm-up, every stretch, every smile was being watched by thousands in the stadium and millions around the world. That's the pressure that comes with being one of track and field's biggest stars. But pressure has always followed Sha'Carri. From the beginning of her career, she has never been an ordinary sprinter. She's fast, she's confident, she's expressive, and she races with a style that few athletes can match. When she's at her best, she doesn't just win, she takes control of the race. Still, this championship felt different. The women's 100 meters had become incredibly competitive. New names were emerging, experienced sprinters were finding top form, and everyone wanted to prove they belonged among the world's elite. One mistake at the start, one bad step, one tiny hesitation, and the race could be over before it even began. That's what makes the 100 meters so brutal. It's over in less than 11 seconds, yet athletes spend months preparing for those few explosive moments. As the finalists were introduced one by one, the tension inside Hayward Field continued to rise. Each athlete looked focused. Each knew what was at stake. Then Sha'Carri stepped onto the track. She looked calm, not overly emotional, not distracted, just completely locked in. That calmness caught many people's attention because in previous years, she often showed her energy before the race began. This time, however, there was something different. She looked like an athlete with one mission: deliver. As the runners removed their warm-up gear and settled behind the starting blocks, the stadium slowly became silent. No conversations, no movement, just thousands of people waiting for the sound of the gun. In the 100 meters, there are no second chances. You either react instantly or you spend the rest of the race trying to recover. Everyone knew the first few steps would be crucial, but nobody expected what was about to unfold over the next 10.5 seconds. Because once the gun fired, Sha'Carri Richardson was ready to remind the world exactly who she is. The starter raised the pistol. On your marks. 8 of the fastest women in America stepped into the blocks. For a brief moment, Hayward Field fell completely silent. Thousands of fans held their breath, knowing that months of preparation would be decided in less than 11 seconds. Then the gun fired. Sha'Carri Richardson burst from the blocks with a clean reaction. It wasn't the fastest start in the field, but it was controlled, and more importantly, she didn't panic. A few athletes edged slightly ahead during the opening meters, exactly the kind of situation that has often made her races so exciting. Sha'Carri has never relied solely on her start. Her greatest weapon is what happens after the first 30 meters. As she came out of the drive phase, her posture became taller, her stride opened up, and her turnover increased. You could almost see the race changing in real time. Every powerful step brought her closer to the leaders. By the halfway point, the momentum had completely shifted. The athletes who looked comfortable early were now under pressure. Meanwhile, Sha'Carri looked incredibly relaxed. Her shoulders stayed loose, her arms moved smoothly, and every stride generated more speed. This is exactly why so many people consider her one of the most dangerous sprinters in the world. Even when she doesn't dominate the start, her acceleration and top-end speed can completely transform a race. The crowd sensed it immediately. The noise around Hayward Field grew louder with every meter. Fans rose to their feet as Sha'Carri surged toward the front. The atmosphere became electric because everyone knew they were witnessing something special. With about 20 meters remaining, she had taken control. Instead of tightening under pressure, she kept her form together beautifully. Her rhythm never broke. She stayed relaxed, powerful, and focused all the way through the finish line. Then she crossed. The clock stopped at 10.59 seconds. Another incredible performance, another reminder of why Sha'Carri Richardson remains one of the biggest stars in track and field. The stadium erupted into celebration as the official result appeared on the scoreboard. Cameras immediately focused on Sha'Carri, who wore the confident smile fans have come to know so well. She didn't need an over-the-top celebration because the time spoke for itself. Running 10.59 isn't just about winning a race, it's about making a statement. It tells every rival that you're arriving at peak form at exactly the right time. It tells the rest of the world that you're ready for the biggest championships of the season. And that's exactly what this race accomplished. Beyond the time itself, what impressed fans and analysts the most was how complete the performance looked. The start was solid, the transition phase was smooth, the top-end speed was exceptional, and she maintained her form all the way through the finish. There were no visible mistakes, no panic, and no wasted movement. For any sprinter, that's the ideal race. More importantly, this performance restored confidence. After facing constant questions about consistency, Sha'Carri answered every doubt in the best possible way, not with words, but with her speed. Now the conversation changes. Instead of asking whether she can return to the top, people are asking just how fast she can go next. Can she produce another sub 10.60 performance? Can she dominate on the biggest international stage? If this race is any indication, the answer is yes. The road ahead won't be easy. The world's fastest women will all be chasing the same goal, and every championship final will demand perfection. But performances like this prove that Sha'Carri Richardson belongs right in the middle of that conversation. Her 10.59-second run wasn't just another victory at the 2026 Toyota USATF Outdoor Championships. It was a warning that one of the fastest women on the planet is back in world-class form. And if she continues building on this momentum, the rest of the sprinting world has every reason to be concerned. Because when Sha'Carri Richardson is running like this, every finish line becomes must-watch television. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments, do you think Sha'Carri can run even faster this season, or is 10.59 just the beginning?